Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies presentation. We're so excited to have you all with us today. I thought maybe I'd be broadcasting, but it doesn't look like my webcam is coming on right now, but that's okay. Let me see if I can get my guests to share their webcams. Jesse and Brad, are you guys on the line there?
Yeah, we're here.
Awesome. Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Good. Awesome.
Outstanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know if the audio from Jesse and Brad are coming in loud and clear. All right, we're getting some good comments on that. Awesome. So I want to welcome you all to today's Leading with Leverage. This is a technology session that we like to, where we like to introduce other agents of Keller Williams and talk about some of the successes, some of the things that they have done utilizing technology, not necessarily KW technology, but using technology in their business, and in fact, maybe ways that they have incorporated KW technology. I want to welcome you all to today's call, and I have our special guests on the call. I have Jesse Davies. He's a real estate agent in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and Brad Stevens, also a real estate agent in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. These are two gentlemen that I have the honor of meeting, getting to know, being in business with, and actually becoming very good friends with. So I want to welcome you gentlemen to today's call. And ladies and gentlemen, please give them a roaring applause for joining us today. Thank you, guys. And I don't know if you all noticed, you guys are getting actually a standing ovation at this time, which is pretty amazing. That's never happened during one of our calls, so congratulations there.
Awesome.
All right. So we want to thank you guys, and first of all, I just want to quickly go over what's on our agenda. We're going to get to know you guys a little bit better, but let's first look at what's on our agenda. We're going to talk about who Brad and Jesse are, why they're on this call, and what makes what they're doing relevant in today's business, and what makes their what they're going to be telling you valid. We're going to talk about some of the validity, some of the things they've done, and some of the great ways that they have done it. And they've done a lot of this through using the laws of bold and attending bold quite often. We're going to talk about their bold attendance. We're going to talk about some of the things that they've taken away from bold. And then, of course, what we're here for is talking about your internet presence and your purpose. And you're going to find that bold has helped them both create their purpose that is helping with the intention of their internet presence. And then lastly, as always, we like to talk about what the one thing is that they are going to continue to do to see continued success. This is an interactive call, ladies and gentlemen. I do very much want for you all to please ask questions that you may have of these guys. They are ready to go. They're feeling good, and they feel like they can handle just about any questions that you guys send their way. All right, let's take a quick look. Who is Brad and Jesse? Well, this is a good example of who Brad and Jesse are, but let's get to know a little bit more about them. Brad graduated from business school. Then he became a realtor, I believe. Brad, is this your first job out of college?
Yeah, I waited tables. This is the first career, basically, yeah.
First career, I like that. This is your first business worth owning, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so I see you got a picture there of Gary, probably one of the only other people that I know that went straight out of college into real estate and is still in real estate. So I know you're a big fan of his, and in fact, ladies and gentlemen, when I asked Brad what picture he wanted me to use for his bio, he said, hey, how about the one of me and Gary? And Brad, I want to let you know, as soon as when I was walking in the door after lunch this afternoon, guess who I ran into?
GK himself.
Mr. Gary Keller himself, and I told him that we were doing an interview together, so he wanted me to wish you the most of luck. So that's super exciting. Same with you, Jesse. He said, and that other guy too, definitely want to wish him luck as well.
Perfect.
So Brad, we're going to start with you. You're new to the business, yes? And so you're new to the business, you're new to real estate. You said you were a waiter. Tell us a little bit, how did you overcome that? Because that would be a little bit difficult to talk about in a bio. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so like a good example is in college, one of my classmates was a younger guy also. He actually got into real estate with a different company, and he didn't have a great experience like I'm having with Keller Williams. And what he found was, some limiting beliefs along the way. You can't be young, you can't sell real estate. And so basically one of the classes that I was at is like a math class, sitting next to him, and I said, "Hey, I'm getting into real estate." And he looked at me and said, "Man, you're too young. You can't do that." And I this is before I knew anything. I just turned to him and I was like, "Really?" I said, "Just because you had a certain reality with something is not going to impact my reality of selling real estate." So I kind of had a chip on my shoulder when I got into it. And I think the biggest thing was getting into Bold. So once I got into real estate, I borrowed some money from my dad, and I got into Bold. And in Bold, they kind of teach you, hey, you're not new in real estate. You've been in real estate 2 weeks. Stop saying you're new. So it's kind of like a mindset. And I think if you're confident about it and you got your scripts down, no one's going to question how long you've been in the business. So.
And thank you very much for that. I'd like to know, anybody in the audience new to real estate, is anybody experiencing that? And tell me what you think about what Brad said, and are you following any of those same lessons? Maybe you have a lesson to follow. So I like that. So basically, you don't tell people that you're new to real estate. I was actually reading your bio, and what I liked is you said you have combined experience in your office of over 40 or 50 years, and that's true in the Portsmouth office. You have a tremendous amount of experience that you can lean on if you have questions or problems. Agreed?
Yeah, and I think a big thing is like what Gary talks about. You know, I used to use this line, I'm a professional. So when I do know something, I'll tell you. And when I don't know something, I'll go out and find the answer and let you know. And people really appreciate that.
Outstanding. All right, and now Jesse, I understand you had a successful home inspection franchise that exposed you to real estate. Is that right?
Absolutely. Did you want us to turn our webcam on?
Yes, that'd be awesome. Thank you. And I'm going to see if I can get mine fixed while you guys. There's my boys. There you are. And I'll see if I get mine on while you're doing that.
Yeah, so you were asking about the home inspection business. So I was running a landscaping company when I found myself up in a tree, cutting a limb with a chainsaw, got thrown out of the tree, and broke my right leg pretty badly. And my sister had said, hey, have you ever thought about getting into home inspections? I'm like, oh, I've never bought a house, obviously never sold a house, didn't really know anything about real estate, certainly didn't know anything about home inspections. And so I connected with a franchise not long after because I was bored and when I was laid up with a broken leg. He got into it. I was like, wow, like I really like this industry a lot. I was initially enjoying the home inspections because of the customer service aspect, be able to help people with a very significant purchase. And then as I started going on, I started to see more and more of a dichotomy between the agents that were doing really well and those that were not doing so well. And I started to see a trend with Keller Williams. So that really started to pull me in a different direction and realizing that really I was more of a salesperson or more of a realtor than I was a home inspector. So my transition actually happened when a team leader was sponsoring or co-sponsoring an event that I was at, and he introduced himself to me. And I said, hey, I just became a preferred vendor at your market center. What's a good way to take advantage of that? And he said, well, we have this class coming up. It's called Bold. We have this new rock star that he just started. And if you want to sponsor him, that'd be a great way to build a connection with him and get to know some of the other top agents. So sure. Sponsored him, went to first step of Bold with him because he invited me. And sitting there, I was like, man, this is really cool. And Wayne Salmons was the coach. Brad was there. It was one of the first times I met Brad. And it's like, I want to stay for this whole thing. So I stayed for the whole thing as a home inspector. I paid and graduated and just geared everything towards that vendor role, and then said, you know what, this is meant for me. I didn't really see the vision or the stability in the home inspection franchise. So I wasn't really excited about that. I didn't buy into that. And then, you know, you trade that for not being excited about the brand to having people like Gary and Diana Kokoska and Tony DeCello and all these heavy hitters that are involved in our leadership that are inspiring and pulling us to a new level. It was a natural decision to make, although the transition was a little bit difficult.
So you came in as a vendor and you left as a recruit.
Yep.
That's outstanding. Well, that's great. All right, well, that's very good. So let's talk a little bit about being bold and what does that look like. So I've got the next slide. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen probably all year. Had a really great time collecting this information. So I'm going to first ask you guys, tell me what this is about, and then I actually have a video that I'm going to share with the group that will help them piece this together. So what are we looking at here? I see some, I see you guys are dressed up. I see some sand. What's going on here?
So we were in Bold, when did that start? In June to July in Boston. So that's about an hour and a half south of us. And Rich Carpentier was the Bold coach there. And he was talking about how when he started out in real estate, he was going out and meeting all these people, you know, on the streets or in parking lots at Home Depot or Walmart or gas stations or whatever. And he started talking about doing like a Bold 200 every day when he was new in the business. Then he told us a story about this guy that went out and did a Bold 1000.
Tim Ramos.
Yeah, Tim Ramos. I think it's in Florida. And that's so that you can find that on YouTube. Tim Ramos Bold 1000 on YouTube. And it really just kind of like shocked my senses, right? Like I've done so many Bold 100s and I do so many contacts every day and stuff. I was like, where is my limit? Or where's Brad's my limit? You know, because he and I are side by side every day. And so if my mind started getting into action, you know, if we tell ourselves we can't do it, we won't, right? We say, how can we do it? We'll start to figure it out. So I'm like, all right, where could we talk to 1,000 people? Like, well, the beach is right down the road from us, and a lot of people are going to be there on July 4th weekend. And then my mind started to say, well, how is it going to be easy to talk to 1,000 people? I was like, hey, what if we got dressed up in American flag gear and like nobody could ignore us and be all patriotic? So that's what we did. We dressed up like patriots, naturally, and we went down to Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, and instead of hit the streets, we hit the beach. So that's what kind of sparked this, was a desire to do a crazy amount of contacts and have some fun.
All right, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and play this, and before I get this started, I want you to tell me your goal, again, was to make 1,000 contacts. Now, what does that mean exactly, making 1,000 contacts?
Basically, asking for business. So literally, we went up to people, and there's a picture of Jesse doing it right there, saying, hey, I'm just Brad Stevenson. I'm Brad. From Keller Williams Realty. Just curious if you knew anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. And if they say no, hey, do you have any plans, you know, in the near future to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And really, if they do, gather their information. If not, move on to the next contact.
Outstanding. And what's most special about this is you guys shared this through Facebook and got a lot of activity. So here's the video you guys can watch.
What's up, Facebook? Me and Jesse Davies are going live at Hampton Beach making some contacts for Bold 1000.
Yes, we are celebrating Independence Day in great fashion. So we're all decked out, ready to rumble. If you guys can be down in the area, let us know. We'll meet up, and we're passing out business cards. So we want to break a Keller Williams international record, the most contacts made in one day. A contact would be somebody that we get to ask for their business. So you get my fanny pack here, see this? So
Yeah, he's
full of, it's got 750 business cards. We have an extra 2,000 in the car.
ready to go, ready to rock and roll.
Rumble.
If you know anyone, send them our way, all right? Hampton Beach, all day.
All right, that's a lot of fun. Look at Jesse, he's playing the part again.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for that, guys.
I never got out of character. So.
You never get out of character, no. So that looked like a lot of fun. I was watching a lot of the videos where you guys were approaching people. I mean, you talk about getting out of your comfort zone, or maybe for you guys, like totally in your comfort zone. But it sounds like that, if you could do something like that, in my opinion, maybe making a phone call to an expired or knocking on a door, isn't that intimidating anymore?
Well, I think when we went out there, so a lot of people would say that looking at us, going out there and doing that was easy, right? So simple, yes, definitely not easy. And remember what I said just a while ago, saying we wanted to see where's the ceiling, right? And we're assuming that if you're hitting a ceiling, there's some pretty significant discomfort there. So some of that discomfort was saying, you know, keeping our mind in the game, you know, out in the sun, and even dealing with beach patrol. I didn't even know beach patrol was a real thing. And Brad came up to me when we were partway through the day. He's like, "Hey, this so-and-so saying we can't do this anymore." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I look over and it's a guy in a bathing suit with a police badge like on his bathing suit. Like, that's the real deal. So that was, pretty intimidating. Though what we knew is that we wanted it so bad, so we wanted to go out there and really push it.
So I'm going to be highly disappointed if we didn't get that police officer's contact information.
I actually asked him. He got mad at me. I asked him.
Yeah,
Hey, that's all I asked. That's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so we know what your goal was. It wasn't necessarily to walk away with 1,000 contacts, names, and addresses. Can you tell us a little bit about your outcome? And that could be outcome, be it through social media, outcome through other realtors, outcome through actual contacts.
Yeah, so like you said, our goal wasn't to get 1,000 emails, 1,000 phone numbers. Really just the contact information for the quality leads that we got. The main reason we did this, I think it actually worked, was to get ourselves out there on Facebook and really make people aware of what we're doing. So, I still get people to this day saying, "Oh my God, your video is so funny. When you guys went to the beach and you're all dressed up," and they obviously can connect that to real estate. So that's kind of what our goal was. I think it worked. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Well,
even
we got you guys on a webinar.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, I was going to say beyond that is, the conversations that were kind of interesting after that were people saying, "Why did you do that?" So, whether that's a real estate agent being like, "Why are you doing that?" They're like, "Well, wait a minute, like, how are you getting your business?" Right? So there was that question in the profession. The other one was with our sphere of influence. Like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" "Hey, guess what? My business is dependent on referrals. Like, I don't get business for just showing up. I don't get business just for walking in the office. Like, I depend on people, and that means that if nothing's coming in or people aren't sending me anything, I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm gonna go to where I need to go." And so having that conversation and then seeing a lot of sphere referrals come in just from that conversation, not necessarily from the beach, but because of the conversation that was driven by that.
You said something that is just a complete aha for me today, and is that our sphere, and even though we put it on every single email, we say it every time we meet somebody, I don't think they truly understand the importance of referrals. And that is such a great statement, because this is exactly how we get those referrals. This is how we remind people that we are in real estate, by doing these types of things, by scratching and clawing, and then, of course, doing the day-to-day things that we always do. So thank you for that aha. That's awesome. All right, so let's now look at what you guys are doing, your internet presence and purpose. So we're familiar with the ways of generating leads. You've just shown us some additional ways of reminding our sphere that we're in business. So tell us a little bit about ways that you follow up using. How do you follow up? How are you using technology in your open houses and through your touch programs?
So I think one of the best things is you can have things in, the free resources inside of eEdge are going to be great for your drip campaigns, your market updates. So some statistics that I heard were that I think it's 54% of buyers that inquire through an internet portal, so let's say Zillow, people that inquire through Zillow, will purchase within the next 6 months. And then 80% of the remaining 46% are going to purchase within the next 12 to 18 months. So you have this huge pool of potential buyers, and oftentimes they're not ready right now, and so we have really low conversion. What you can then utilize is, hot sheet that's automatically going to them from your MLS. Every MLS has that, and then partner that with your branding of you using eEdge to have a monthly market update of the local area. So you have somebody that's coming in from out of town, that's going to be relocating. Great, send them a market update through eEdge and have that go. So I really started doing that 8 months ago, and a lot of that right now is about in the middle of that time frame that I mentioned. We're starting to get a lot of buyers that are calling me back, and that's really a sign of momentum. You're like, wow, like people are coming to me for business, but really I put them on an email drip campaign, whatever, months and months and months ago, that's free, not costing me anything, and really bringing business back or keeping that business secure.
All right, and Brad, what about you? What are some of the systems that you're using to help stay connected with your sphere or helping to continue to generate leads?
Yep. So I use Market Snapshot's really good too. So that's obviously valuable information. It's really accurate about the market. You know, list of sales price, average days on market. So if someone's buying, it's important. If someone's selling, you can actually set it up so it's their area around their house so they can see what the market's doing. Another thing too, I like what Tony Giordano does. So like once you meet someone, say if you go meet a lead and right after you guys leave, you add them on Facebook or past clients. That way you can invite them to your business page and then they see all the videos, like the video we just posted. They're like, wow, Brad's a go-getter, you know what I mean? I'm going to refer business to Brad. You know, he's definitely going to follow up with people. And I think that has a huge impact on agents too. I've gotten a lot of agent referrals because they know I'm like real deep into the Bold, what Bold teaches, and they know when they give me a referral, they can trust me with it. Yeah.
Brad, how many times have you attended Bold?
In my sixth class right now.
Sixth class right now. And how long have you been in the business?
A little over 2 years.
2 years. Okay, so 6 times. So you're doing one every few months. That sounds like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. What about you, Jesse?
I'm on my 4th Bold right now.
4th Bold right now? Okay, awesome. All right, very good. So are there any other ways that you guys are continuing to remind people you're in real estate besides your typical social media? Are you doing any kind of outside promotions? I'm a big fan of the things that don't cost you a lot of money, even if it's costing you money. What are you guys doing to continue to remind people that you're in real estate?
So one thing that I'm subscribed to, and there are a lot of services like this, I just happen to really like how this one functioned, is something called Shareable Social. I believe it's shareablesocial.com. What they'll do is they'll become an administrator to your Facebook page or your business page, and they'll post something related to real estate. You can select different intervals, like twice a day or once a day. And this has driven a ton of activity to my Facebook page, both from the people that like it and in the rankings in Google. So, you know, with SEO and search engines and things, if they're searching real estate agent, you know, New Hampshire, real estate agent, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, or Seacoast, that oftentimes I will see my Facebook page getting pushed up there because I'm having such consistent content go out. So you can see my business page at facebook.com/Jesse Sold My Home. And you'll just see they have like these basic photos, a little description, and a tiny link that can go to a further article. And every day, consistently, I've got multiple hundreds of views of each of those posts, even when my Facebook following is pretty small. So that's something that's a tiny little subscription fee each month, which is a good way. If you're not consistent with posting every day, this will, you know, help you appear to be consistent with your social media posting.
And what is the name of that again, please?
Shareable Social.
All right, I'm going to share that with the audience. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And what about you, Brad?
So repeat the question. I was listening to Jesse doing a lot of good stuff. So.
So the question is, what kind of technology are you using? What is it that you're doing to help continue to remind people that you're in real estate? You know, you guys said it's important to be everywhere. How do you do that? Are you paying for a service? Do you do it free? What's your strategy?
So I'm in love with Facebook Live now. I don't know what it is. It just got me hooked. So a lot of times, like after an event, I just did career visioning. So I did, you know, a couple videos about what I learned each day in career visioning, some takeaways, not just real estate specific either, some tips that other people can take in different industries. And obviously, you know, at the end, you can put the hook in there, you know, hey, if you know anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest, please shoot me a message below. Another thing that I do as well is, like Jesse said a lot, I do Facebook boosting. So you can actually, if you don't know already, you can do different demographics. So you can pay like $25 right? And then you can do ages from like 22 to 58. Interest. There's actually a likely to move too in the interest, so that's a really good hint, you know. And $25 will get you probably like 5,000 views on the post. So I do a lot of coming soons like that, or just getting my name out there. So that's another good way.
And both of those answers had something very much in common, and that's consistency. I think that's one of the most important parts of reminding people of gaining SEO, of being found. Is would you agree? It's consistency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was a huge theme at Mega Camp this year. You know, just consistency.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Excellent.
Over time. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. And one last thing, my last slide, my favorite slide. Let's go back. My favorite slide is my Jack Palance. So if there was just one thing that you could do that would make everything easier or unnecessary, what would that be, Jesse?
I mean, with my business, I'm focused on honing my scripts towards expireds and for sale by owners, because we know that the model says leads, listings, leverage, right? So although we can leverage technology, the technology doesn't have too much of a benefit unless you have listings. So you can post stuff and you can go and you can find buyers. Maybe you're promoting somebody else's listing, but when you get a listing, you can leverage that with technology by doing something like Facebook Live, or inviting people to an event like an open house, or doing Snapchat videos or Periscope tour of a house. All of that doesn't happen without the listings. And so although I love technology so much, it wouldn't be too much of a benefit unless I was really going out and capturing for sale by owners and expireds. And so now we're really cranking that up to 11 right now and really honing in on our scripts more and more every day. So even yesterday, was that Sunday afternoon, we had another agent in our office, had our first meeting with a for sale by owner today, and we were scripting with her for almost 2 hours at my house, just going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, just practicing those scripts. And you know, when she takes that listing, and with our knowledge of technology, she's going to be able to draw in so many buyers and increase her business.
That's outstanding. So it sounds like Jesse has upgraded his system to reach an 11, which is fantastic. It's very impressive, Jesse. And Brad, what's your one thing?
I would say the one thing would be lead gen, obviously, and make your lead gen for basically a desired outcome. So if your goals say you need to get one appointment a day, you don't stop until you get the one appointment. I think that is really what Gary Keller did too. So he said, hey, you know, maybe I got to cancel stuff. If it's in my 20%, I'm canceling the other stuff though. It's not more important than 20%. So going back to Jesse, what Jesse said, especially if there's a shift coming up, which Gary said yes, getting your scripts down and your skills up is going to be huge. So your conversion rate's going to be better. So those fewer leads that you make, you know, and right now you can make 20 calls and get 2 leads. When the shift happens, you might have to make 100 calls to get those same 2 leads, you know. So when your scripts are on point, you're going to have better conversion rate. You're going to do better.
Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these two guys a big hand. Thank you very much for everything that you guys provided. Now's a great time to ask them any questions that you may have. We have a couple more minutes for questions. We're just about out of time. I did have a question come in, guys. They're asking if you guys post your business post to both your Facebook personal page and your business page. How much do you leverage your personal Facebook pages?
That's a really good question, and I know a lot of people have said a lot of different things, even across different industries, like, hey, for every 5 things you post that are personal, post 1 business-related thing, or like don't break that ratio. And I would say that's pretty safe. What I don't like is I don't like posting directly to my personal page, something related to business. I noticed in one day, almost within an hour of each other, I posted a new listing and it got like 10 likes. And then I went out to dinner right after posting that with my wife, took a selfie with my wife, and said, you know, with the love of my life or whatever, and I got like 200 likes and like 40 comments, right? That's what people really want to see on my personal page, right? Like they want to be engaged with that stuff. They want to enjoy that stuff. So what I'll sometimes do is I'll share from my business page with my personal page. And so that often drives more engagement because people are like, oh, Jesse, personally shared something. Like, what is this? And like, oh, hey. And that actually gets more of an engagement than when I post actual business stuff from my personal page. So that's my personal experience, and I'm sticking with that.
Super. All right. And Brad?
Yep. I like what Jesse said. Basically, what I do, like the video we just saw of us at Hampton, that was on my personal page. That was more geared to people I know, and for them to like it, so their newsfeed sees it. My business page, I keep pretty strict to business, like, hey, coming soon, just hit the market, just sold, market updates. And if you haven't been to Tony Giordano's course on that, it's amazing. You gotta go to that. He'll go. It's like a whole day, right?
Yeah.
It just goes way in depth. He's like the master of it. So.
Yes, he is. We have a question that asks about your conversion rates. Do you guys have those numbers handy? Curious about your conversion rates from contacts made to appointments, set to listing or buyer agents agreements. Do you know those offhand by any chance, or am I putting you on the spot?
No, I know them. So for myself, I have a 4.8% conversion from contact to appointment. So I know, okay, for every 20-ish contacts, 25 contacts, I'm setting an appointment. So yeah, 20 to 20 will be an appointment. And then from appointment to signed contract, I mean, with buyers right now, it's floating around 80%, and then with listings, it's 65%. So I'm pretty tough with my listings because I'm carrying so many at any given time as an individual agent that I don't have time for people that are not motivated or that aren't going to be realistic about price or commission or any of those things. So that's a little bit different there. And I'm happy with those numbers.
That's great. Awesome.
I track leads to closings. That's what my coach and I track really hardcore. So my leads to closing rate is just under 10%. I don't know if that will help.
All right. That's great. All right. Very good. Okay. What scripts do you really like? Bold. What are your let's see. Kevin, I'm not sure what MF or TF means. Maybe you guys know. Oh, Mike Ferry or Tom Ferry. Any of those? What scripts do you really like?
Honestly, I would say the two people that I would go to for scripts, one would be Diana, the other would be Jackie Kravitz with Dominate Your Market. That Dominate Your Market group coaching and the scripts that she's going to give you,
unbelievable.
Yeah, they'll change your life. So here's a good one for you. This is probably the most powerful for sale by owner script. Hey, Brad, let me ask you a question. What's more important, that you sell the house yourself or that you net the most amount of money? So, like, well, oh, geez, like, oh, like that has tripped people up so many times. Like, oh my word, like that's gotten me appointments. Just that one script alone. So there's, I've got them stacked up right here next to the computer. Just tons and tons of scripts. So find out who's the best at it. Nothing against Tom Ferry or Mike Ferry or any of those guys. I just know that seeing these people in KW that are dominating the market, that they're phenomenal.
Awesome. All right. Doesn't look like I'm getting any other questions. Hey, I want to thank you guys once again for being a part of today's presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big hand. I will be posting this recording up on our technology Google page. And I want to thank you guys once again. Best of luck to you out there in Portsmouth. Give everyone our best. And best of luck to you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.